Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we go over creativity and how it can be crushed by the political landscape. It seems the news cycle is completely unavoidable. Everyone you meet has something to say, and there are hot topics that everyone seems to chime in on, and they're not good. At least, well, most of them aren't good. In this episode, that's what I want to go over. Some of those things, some of those hot topics. Well, everyone grab a paddle, because we're heading upstream. My name's Jeff Mohr, and thanks for seeing what I saw. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. In this episode, I want to talk about how the political climate can destroy your creativity. I have long been a non-participant in all the back and forth, the mudslinging, and all these political campaigns, and it's just getting so out of hand that I just pretty much stop watching everything. I limit my consumption of political things, and I just kind of focus on, going outside and playing ball with my dog or whatever, because what's going to happen is going to happen. I will use my voice the best I can when election time comes, and that's it. And people that get drawn into these things, a lot of these folks, especially for artists, they're super sensitive, and they just have, a lot of them have PTSD. They have got all this stuff. So what they're trying to do is pitch us this incredibly horrible perspective of the opposing party. Instead of humanizing them, they dehumanize them, and they literally will create this crazy separation that goes between, the division is insane. So I saw this very interesting, very smart dude. He was on YouTube. Can't remember what his name was, but he mentioned the fact that the two parties, the left and the right, are now looking at each other the way we used to look at other countries, like the communists and the Russians and back in the Cold War days, and even before that. And to me, that's pretty accurate, because when you see somebody with a banner in their yard, and it has the opposing side of the aisle's representative on there, you have a tendency to have this deep-seated, oh no you don't, and then you go and you get a bigger banner for your guy or gal, and it's just to me, that is divisive, and it's really nobody's business who I want to vote for. But at the same time, it's your right to stand up and be proud of whomever you're gonna vote for. So I want to talk today about what that is doing creativity-wise, and just see where this, see where this lands, because I don't think I'm the only one out there that gets overwhelmed, and it's just hard to fathom that people that you really respect are gonna vote for somebody else, right? Like, because they're so cool. Why would they vote for somebody else? And to me, it cuts to the core, it cuts to the quick, especially at family gatherings and things like that. You might be sitting across from a brother or sister that you've loved your whole life, but now somehow they're traitors. There's traitors in the midst. So let's talk about that a little bit. But how does it actually affect your creativity, and does it even matter? Some people capitalize on it, others withdraw from society, like me. The bottom line here, people, is we have been played. We all have been played. We are, the media is wagging the dog, and it's full of fleas and ticks and ringworm, or whatever kind of other stuff dogs get. I don't know. So here's the deal. We have been, people that are basically super normal, super calm, have been turned into these maniacs frothing at the mouth, and it's like we have been bamboozled into thinking that all this stuff is real, and everyone's believing everything they see. Doesn't matter what station you watch or who your favorite news person is or whatever. It, to me, is all spun, and I think they should have outlawed the spinning of actual news and having a political party news. I mean, that's called a talk show, and I don't take those very seriously. But a talk show is different than actual news, where they're literally degrading the opposition. And to me, that is an offense that is unbelievable. So I don't watch any of those things. I just try to make my choices, and I don't get emotional. And that is the problem with Americans today. We have become an emotional, just a melting pot of emotions, and it's emotions, unfortunately, they don't get it done. They don't benefit us. It's only benefiting them. So listen up, people. Politicians lie. It's their job. It's their job. They got to cover up for somebody else up the ladder, and it just gets into this twisted, wicked net of deception and corruption, and we're all so used to it that no one does anything about it, and we think that we can just vote and it's going to change things for us inside, like make everybody feel good again. And it's for me, it really affects me. I mean, I get depressed, and I'm just like, why is everyone arguing so much about stupid stuff? And it's not going to matter next year, because then they're going to move on to another thing or another thing. It's hey, look over here, there's a shiny new thing over here, and they'll just drop whatever it is, whatever controversy it is, and it's always going to be this way. So just take a deep breath, turn off the freaking TV, and go outside. You're going to vote for who you're going to go vote for, and that's all there is to it. You don't have to go after people. You don't have to curse at them, or all the signs in the world aren't going to change one person into another person. What happens is we need discourse where you can actually have a chat, or maybe this video might help, but just your brother will be your brother till the day you die. And no political candidate is going to ruin that for me. Thankfully, that's not the case, but there's a lot of people out there that it ruins relationships permanently. And to me, it's a sad thing, and it can affect our creativity and everything else. But this video is about creativity and how the political landscape can affect it. So stick around. Okay, so we're going to take a deep look into what makes us tick as artists. And I know right around the election year, or the months leading up to it, that there's a lot to be distracted with, especially if, as an artist, we're passionate, right? We want to sink our teeth into everything. We wear our heart on our sleeve a lot. Not everybody does. There's a lot of stoics out there, but there's also, it doesn't really matter. The fact that you are going to feel drained and strained around this time of year, because you've got friends and family. Everybody's on social media. If you're an artist and you're walking around, you got a cell phone, you should be on some sort of social media of some kind to show your work. If not, then you're just creative, I guess. To me, it's, if you're trying to sell your work, then you got to get out there somehow. And while you're out there, you're going to run into a bunch of different things, a bunch of different topics. And when you start learning more and more about these crazy things going on in the world and how other people view those topics, like, say, the ones you love, or the lady at the liquor mart that you like, who might just tell you that she's voting for the wrong president. Oh my God. So that's what I'm talking about. you run into these things, and it could go one way or the other. It could go south real quick, depending on your reaction, and it could go north, whatever that means. So the research that I've been reading up on a little bit is it's just basically says that an individual's reaction to stress plays a significant role in how it affects their creativity. Those who perceive stress negatively or react to it more adversely tend to experience a decline in creative performance under pressure. I feel pressure most days, but when I'm preoccupied with the political climate, I end up sitting and scrolling and getting into debates, and not just with, or just trying to convince other people of my thoughts. And it's a waste of time. Let's just say that. I'm not going to convince anybody to jump off a bridge with me. So just forget it. If you're out there trying to get people on, on your team, and you're just out there spouting off at that like Home Depot, and you're telling everybody, we're gonna make America great again, or you're gonna, go Harris, or whatever the case might be, you're just gonna piss off a bunch of people that you don't know. Or you're gonna get in a fight, and maybe that's what you're looking for because you're going out angry. I don't know, but that's just not my speed. So let's discuss a few of the things that are pissing people off at a record scale, and they should be. They should be. Okay, so here's just a handful of topics. Like Roe v. Wade. Like, I'm not going to discuss any of this stuff. Borders closing. That is a big one. Some people think we should have open borders, blah, blah, blah. I do not. That I will say, I don't think any country is going to be very successful with wide open borders. However, there's people in cages, and there's this and there's that, and there's people are getting pissed off, and they want to amend the Constitution every chance they get. And the U.S. military being cleared to use lethal force on Americans. That's a hot topic. But nobody's that's the kind of thing nobody knows about. If you don't know about it, look it up. It's crazy. What about the right to protest? What about the division of the United States? It's red or blue. What are you? This is getting out of hand. We're talking about the dog being wagged by the tail. What about the discomfort and all of the anger between family, the division? It's crazy. I mean, where are we going with this? Failed mental health system, gun control laws. If they, I'm not all about that at all. That's a different story. We can discuss that at a later date. I didn't want to make this too political, but we've got two parties in this country, and 50% of the people are unhappy. So, it's what are you going to do? I guess you just go and vote, and then what are you supposed to do? Keep your mouth shut, or do you go to war with the family and all your friends and the people at work? Yeah. And look at here's a little ray of sunshine. What about the World Economic Forum and the WHO trying to take control of the freaking entire world? And how about honesty being flushed right down the toilet, and all the shifty, snake-eyed politicians in this world holding everyone hostage? Yes. What about the political language thing? What about the word salads? What about the lying politicians? Oh my gosh, we can go on and on and on. And blah, 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 blah. For me, I believe. Believe me. See? It's right there. It's right there in black and white. And we have all these great Americans on both sides that are just, I don't know, they're at war with each other, and they live right next door to each other. And like I said, I was driving down the road the other day, and I saw a Harris sign. There was a big Harris sign. And then about a quarter mile down the road to the next farm, I saw a giant Trump sign. So judging by the signs you see, that doesn't mean anything. I just want you to know that. So they're designed, I think that's a little thing that's designed to work you up, get you to donate money, and piss off your neighbors to keep the division cooking. Keep that heat on high. And by the way, why don't we show some of those people in cages, on the news, just to get everybody pissed off even more. And maybe we'll someday be able to say that we got through it and we came out on the other side. But I think that's a long way off. I think bad news sells, and let's just say they're good at spreading the bad news. You don't see too much good news on TV anymore, or on the interwebs. So, in case you didn't know it, I started this video right when actually the day I went and voted. And so that was yesterday, I think. I don't even know what day it was. I never know what day it is. But anyway, long story short, I wanted to start it on the day I voted and then end it on the day after all of the numbers were crunched and everybody knew who was going to win. At that point, I decided to finish this video, and turns out that Donald Trump won in 2024. This is the year of 2024, and you all are a part of it. It's pretty interesting how this all went down. If you are one of my friends, I guess I don't have any coworkers, but if you're a friend or family that voted for Trump, congratulations. If you are on the other side of the aisle and are struggling with this victory, then I know what it's like. We all know what it's like having the other side win. When you do what you can, and then, but I want you to remember this. We are Americans together, and we should honor whoever it is in office, whether you like them or not. You're insulting the integrity of your American counterparts by degrading their decision. So I don't think it's a very good idea. It's not like a haircut or something. It's not like you know what I mean? It's not like you go out with a bad cut and someone says, "Hey, nice cut." It's, you know what I mean? That is one thing. But a decision for you to vote comes from a life of which direction your life came from. And it should be respected. And so I must say that when I see somebody driving and there's a Harris sticker or a Trump sticker on their car, I don't call them left-wing crazies. I don't call them right-wing enthusiasts. I don't call them, anything. It's just that's what brand oil they're putting in their car. And you know how that goes. Everyone has an opinion about everything. So just remember, the person that you're dropping your car off to get fixed, the transmission guy, the lady who's cutting your hair, the guy who's cutting your hair, the pilot that's flying you to your vacation, the people that work at the place where you're going to go on vacation, they all have different perspectives. And if you went around just causing fights everywhere you went just because you disagree with them on political things, then this place, we might as well just set it all on fire, right? So we don't want to do that. Let's just be respectful out there, and I know that the people that listen to this, whatever I'm doing or watching these videos, they are of many different walks of life, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you all for hanging in there with me. So yeah. And yes, getting back to the whole depression, I get really depressed around this time of year, anytime there's an election. So I'm just inundated with all of the different perspectives, and I get to hear, unfortunately, or see all of the negativity getting flung around. And it's become is a mudslinging contest, and it's really stressful on me, and it really does affect me. It affects my work. It affects my relationships with my own family. It's like I just want to shut down, and I think a lot of other people actually shut down as well. They would just rather not deal with people, just in case they might have an opinion that is different than theirs, and they don't want to be confronted, and they don't want to confront. And sometimes, like I said, they go out and they look for blood. There's blood in the water out there, and they can't wait to get a whiff. So, yeah, I don't. I could go into depth as far as, how it affects me, but let's just put it this way: it makes me not want to do anything, and it's never good. So, well, we got 4 more years before we have to go through this again. Now, I'm not going to go deep into anything that I believe. My beliefs don't really matter. They only matter when I check the box when I go to vote. But other than that, I don't want people to know too much about what my beliefs are because, well, it's none of their dang business. And I just would rather be a beacon of light for all. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, thanks for listening in. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one.
Iris. Oh, man. Iris! What? Did you hear anything that we just said a minute ago? Did you like the video?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. So, what do you think?
I only have one thing to say.
Oh, wait. Okay. Let me guess. God bless America and pass the gravy.
Aww, you're my American hero.
Ah, shucks. Thanks.